I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Bruce Lee, the legendary martial artist and philosopher, left us not only with awe-inspiring moves but also with a powerful wisdom. From breaking barriers to breaking board, Bruce Lee's journey is a masterclass in perseverance and self-discovery. His philosophy transcends martial arts. It's a blueprint for excellence in any endeavor. He once said, "Be like water, my friend." Now these words, they were more than just a call to fluidity in martial arts. You see, Bruce Lee wasn't just talking about physical fluidity, he was imparting a profound life lesson on the direct correlation of your self-image with your personal growth. He understood that the greatest obstacle to growth and expansion in your life is the limited self-image, and encouraged us to be like water, ready to transform, flow and adapt to new situations and challenges, taking any shape or form necessary for our evolution. In essence, Bruce Lee was urging us to view ourselves as someone who is adaptable, open-minded and ready to embody an identity that is fluid and moldable as per the ask of the hour. Think about it. We often become attached to this concept of who we are, and then this limited self-image start to dictate what we can and can't experience in our life. So in this video, I want to share with you how we can use his wisdom and incorporate in a way that allows us to be more adaptable and moldable to shed all those limitations that we impose on ourselves. I'm really excited to share this video with you. Let's jump right to that. So the problem that a lot of people face is that they accumulate all these opinions about themselves, which is nothing but their self-image. And they get identified with these opinions, and this causes them to experience only a certain part of the reality and never let them out of this self-concept to experience new things. When we look in the mirror, we see a body and we have completely and totally accepted this body as us. And this self has a mind, having opinion about many things, which is result of years of conditioning. But the truth is, what we call ourself is nothing more than a manufactured self. The problem is that anything that is manufactured requires continuous maintenance. When we get identified with this manufactured self, and if we need to go against what we believe us to be, we start to face a lot of resistance. If our worldview is challenged, we do everything in our power to protect it. And why that happens is because as human we feel this necessity to adhere to our identity. As an individual, we invest significant emotional energy in our self-image to build a narrative about who we are. So this investment can make it difficult to deviate from our self-concept. A simple example of this is me. When I first had this desire to start my YouTube channel, I had this opinion about myself like, hey, you are an engineer, you are a technical guy, YouTube is for creative and artistic people. You are not qualified to do that. So my self-image was standing against me to do what I wanted to do. The moment you define who you are and get attached to this definition of who you are, it means implicitly you are also defining who you are not. At this very moment, we start to see the world in a dualistic way. We stop considering the possibility of other side, and this forces us to live in a confined viewpoint and a lifelong struggle to protect our ego. I remember I had this strong sense of identity that I was a night crawler and a lazy person, and to be honest, I was very proud of that. Anytime anyone told me to wake up early and go to the gym or be physically active, I used to get very protective about my habits and just give them meaningless logic of how lazy people are very intelligent and smart. Only when I realized that this sense of identity that I had picked up was not serving me, I firmly decided to drop it. Just like clothes, I decided to drop the old one and wear the new one. And why I was able to do that? Because I understood the true nature of my being. The vast majority of your likes, dislikes, opinion, ideas and philosophies were not those you were born with. You acquired them like piece of clothing, and now they become the foundation for this manufactured self. Each day that you wake up, you jump into the skin of this manufactured self. It's a role that you play every single day. Only when you start to disidentify with your manufactured self concept, now you have the opportunity to create a new one and better one that can serve you. When you disidentify with all these accumulated belief, concept, likes and dislikes, you are now open toward the flow of life. You do not resist what shows up. Rather, open-handedly take whatever arises. So let's quickly understand how we create this self-image unconsciously, and later we are going to discuss this step to consciously drop this old non-serving self-image and build a new one. We will take a simple example. So let's say you are overweight and you are eating a lot of junk food, sitting all day on a couch and playing video games. Most likely the self-image that you have is that you believe you are a fat and lazy person. Now really ask yourself, have you consciously chosen to be fat and lazy? I honestly think nobody wants to embody that kind of behavior. So how did it evolve this way? Well, you tasted junk food once, you have these burgers and pizzas, and you like the flavor of cheese, refined flour, and fats, and your taste buds wanted it more. The experience that you had forces you to repeat this behavior over and over again for an extended period of time, and eventually you become addicted to them. And now, in order to justify your action, you attach this label of I am just fat and lazy person to your self-image. So when we get unconsciously programmed to embody a certain self-image, actions comes first, which gives us a certain experience. We repeat this cycle of action and experience over and over again for an extended period of time, which eventually carve this self-image with a certain label for cognitive consistency. Then we mold our belief, attitude and behavior to align with this newly formed self-concept. For example, a fat person will give you all the different logics and reasoning for being this way. It is almost impossible to convince them that what they are doing is not right. Because if they were to agree with you, in them that would create cognitive dissonance, which is psychologically painful and uncomfortable. So to reduce this discomfort, they continue with their actions and beliefs to match their self-identity. So now that we understand how we unconsciously take up an identity, let's reverse engineer this to create a framework that can help you to shed the old identity that is no longer serving you and embody a new identity that is more conducive to your goals in your life. So step 1 is to just become empty. Disidentify with any label, any belief, any opinion that you hold for yourself to be true. Only when you become empty, now you have the opportunity to fill yourself with something else. Just like a glass of water. When it is already full, it has no space left for more. When it becomes empty, only then it can have opportunity to fill itself with something else. So just become empty, just become nobody. When you are nobody, you have the chance to become anybody you want to be. As Bruce Lee said, empty your mind, be formless and shapeless like water. You are not the mind, you are not the body. You are the formless and limitless consciousness that has mind and body. The moment you start to inquire within and start to realize your true nature, now you have the choice to become whoever you want to be. Step 2 is define who you need to become. So this step is crucial as we are now consciously trying to embody a new self-image. Ironically, everyone knows who they need to become to reach their goals. So really sit down, take a piece of paper, reflect on your goals and carefully forge a character that can effortlessly achieve those goals. Define what habits, beliefs and traits this new you have. Write down at least 5 character traits like healthy, driven, focused, action oriented, right? Do not hold up. Understand that who you think you are right now is merely the concept that the mind has created for you. It's not real. So as Bruce Lee said, be like water. You put water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put water in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Just like that, be flexible and embody whoever you want to be. And step 3 is once you have the new character trait defined, act from this new self-image and let actions be the evidence of you being this new person. Contrary to unconscious programming where your actions and experience define who you are, now what we are doing is consciously choosing who I am and letting action and experience be the byproduct of this new self. The action are just the confirmation of you being a new person. You see what I mean? Your actions are dictated by your self-image, not the other way around. As you continue to repeat this cycle by embodying this new self-image, you will eventually integrate this as your new default and you stop facing any resistance. It's like putting on a mask as per the need of the hour. When I create videos, I put the mask of YouTuber Vaibhav. When I am with my family, I take the mask of family oriented Vaibhav. When I am at work, I put the mask of engineer Vaibhav. But despite putting all of that, I keep meditating on the true self which is beyond these masks, which is beyond the mind and the body. You can also write down affirmations around this newly formed self-image and repeat them to yourself. Affirmations are a very powerful tool when it comes down to changing who you are, changing your habits and your belief. And if you want to know how I use affirmations, I highly recommend you to watch this video where I have talked about the tweaks you can make in your affirmations to make them super effective. So click on this video and I will see you guys there. Much love and peace.